Hi everyone, it's Little Blue and you're listening to my podcast, aka Little Blue, on the day after Boxing Day. And we have now reached that period of time in the year when nobody knows what day of the week it is. Not without looking it up or asking Google or Siri or anyone. Or unless you're like me, this morning I picked up the TV guide and I thought, what day is it? Oh, hang on. It's Boxing Day yesterday, so it's the 27th today. Oh, that makes it a Friday. And there we go. I knew what day of the week it was. But I wouldn't have done without my trusty TV guide. Because all routine has just completely gone, hasn't it, this time of year? Like with the kids being off school and a lot of people being off work and even like hobbies like Zumba classes or art classes or whatever you do, they stop for this time of year. And even the TV's all messed up. The programmes are all in the wrong order on the wrong day because it's all Christmas movies and whatever. And it's just crazy. Nothing seems to make sense this time of year, like on a routine basis. And we're also blooming full of Christmas food as well. It just makes our brains all fuzzy and warm. So you've got crisps and chocolate and cheese and crackers and mince pies and mulled wine filling you to the brim that you just can't function. Honestly, this time of year is just crazy. But here I am. I'm sat here. I've eaten my way through a box of celebrations and I've had the rest of my Pringles, not all in one sitting, just so you know. And I've got like a can of lemonade going. I've got Love Actually on the TV, but it's muted. So I keep seeing like these really funny moments that I remember. So if I do start laughing randomly, that's probably why. I mean, a while ago I looked up and there's Martin Freeman completely naked with the girl from Gavin and Stacey on top of him. I think it's her anyway. And they're just going at it. And I was like, oh yeah, forgot that was on this. Glad Baby Blue's not watching it with me. But it's it's just a weird and wonderful time of the year where nobody really knows what's going on. And I've really been enjoying my vlogs, watching vlogs, because they do this thing called Vlogmas where they do the daily vlogs on the lead up to Christmas, which, not going to lie, is where I got the idea to do my daily podcasts from. But what they do is they stop once they get to Christmas Eve. And I completely appreciate why. I can understand why, because they want to then spend the time with their families and not have to get their camera out and edit it and work, basically, throughout the festive period, which is 100% understandable. And I completely respect that. And I'm not in any way moaning about it. But it is a little frustrating as a viewer, because it's like watching a movie and then it leads up all to this moment. And then rather than showing the moment, they then skip the moment and then you hear about it 2 weeks later. And it's just one of those things. But like I say, I completely get why they do it. And I don't really need to see into their lives that much. I'm not that nosy, but it's just one of those things. And it made me think about my podcast and how I was just going to do it on the lead up to Christmas. But I definitely wanted to do Christmas Day for that reason. But then I was going to have a break. But then I was on a walk and I was just thinking, this time of year is quite a hard one for a lot of people. And I started doing the Podcastmas because I wanted to keep focused on the positive sides of Christmas, to try and keep people from getting Scrooge-like or letting the SAD syndrome really hit them this time of year. And when you're stuck in this time warp period, I think that is the toughest time for anyone who is not feeling it. Anybody that's having a tough year or anybody that just really gets hit by this SAD syndrome. It's hard, especially if you're on your own. For me, I've got Baby Blue, but once she's gone to bed, I am on my own on the evening and I don't have the option to say, I'm going to go out. And I mean, I've tried to invite friends round and she's woken up because she's heard us talking and stuff like that. So it's not even that easy. Like I can have adult company. And something I am personally missing while she's been off preschool, is having time to myself with other adults, because she's so good. She's been really good when I have met my friends over the Christmas period. And she'll sit and play if I take things for her to do and stuff like that. But I hate doing it to her. I want to include her in things. So It's really, really hard. And you get to sort of this part of the evening and you sort of think, oh, here I am, I'm on my own again. What am I going to do? I'm going to sit and watch TV. I'm going to eat chocolate. And then you do start to get quite emotional and your head starts thinking and it does some overthinking and yeah. So basically, I've gone all around the houses to get here. I think it's important to continue my podcasts up until the new year and maybe a little bit beyond, until maybe the kids go back to school. Just because I know this is the hard point and this is the time we all really need to focus on being positive, being motivated and getting ready for next year. Because I think once Christmas is done, you can have a little relax, you can have a little recharge and not go out and you can just do what you want to do and eat shitty food and then next year, that's when your goals start. That's when you get back in the gym. That's when you do all the sort of the big plans and stuff. But now this time whoopie time is the perfect time to do some planning, ready for next year. And I've already started. So here's something for you to do if you want some homework from Little Blue. Set yourself your New Year's resolutions. What are going to be next year's 2020s or next decades, I should say. Jesus Christ, it's another blooming decade. How's that happened? Oh, I'm going to be 40 in this next decade. It's madness. Oh, and it's not even that far away. That's crazy. Sorry. But yeah, what are going to be your New Year's resolutions? I know personally I've got a few in mind. And one is, it's one I really hope I keep up, because if I do, it will really benefit me later on in the year. And basically, I bought a calendar a couple of months ago now, because it was reduced really massively in the works. I got a calendar and a diary for £2. Should have been £12. I got £10 off. So I've got this calendar, and what I'm going to do is, when I have those sort of wonderful ideas of, oh, I should have done that last year, that's what we should do this year, I'm going to write it as a reminder on this calendar. So one of the ideas I had this Christmas, for example, was I was walking to my auntie's house and I walked through a lovely little park with a duck pond. And I thought, oh, those ducks are super hungry because no one has been out to feed them in the last few days because everyone stayed at home. So Boxing Day is actually or Christmas Day is actually a really great day to get the kids out and go and feed the ducks. So on my calendar, I'm going to write in like Boxing Day, feed the ducks. And then I'm going to plan my Christmas now, as weird as that probably sounds. So yeah, the New Year's resolution basically is prepare for Christmas all year long. I'm going to be that person. I usually start like buying presents and stuff in June, because Baby Blue's birthday's in December. It makes financial sense to do it that way. But I'm going to start now. I'm already, in fact, I've started today. Today, this is no joke. I bought some things ready for next Christmas today, because everything's on sale. I went into the works. I did it on purpose as well. It wasn't just a fluke. I thought, right, we did loads of Christmas crafts this year and she really liked it, but it did get quite expensive. So I've gone into the works today and got all the Christmas crafts that are now half price. And I've picked them up and I've just literally popped them in the bag where I keep the decorations. So then when I get the decorations out next year, that's going on the calendar. Put the tree up, get the decorations up 1st of December. So then on the 1st of December, I then go, oh yeah, I forgot about this arts and crafts stuff I bought last year. Amazing. So I'm now in the sale on the lookout for different arts and crafts that are Christmas related that we can do December next year. And so next year, that's one expense I don't have to worry about at that expensive time of the year, if that makes sense. So basically what I bought today was, I bought this snowman Christmas decoration. Should have been £2. It was £1. I bought these little angels that we actually made this year. That was £1. It's now 50p. I bought loads of like little crafts that were 50p. These iron-on things that make little Christmas stockings and an empty bauble. Basically, it's literally just a plastic bauble. And I remember looking and thinking, I don't really want to pay £1 for that. Maybe 50p, but not £1. And they've reduced to 50p. So I bought, it was literally the last one in the shop. I bought that today. So then we can do that next year. I've still got one of the crafts left over that I did buy this year. And they didn't have that in the sale. So I'm glad I've still got that. So we've got about 6 or 7 arts and crafts. And I only spent £4. It should have cost me about £10. Maybe a little bit more, maybe £10, £11, and I spent £4. It's mad. And when I managed to get Baby Blue one of these little wooden houses, you might have seen them. They're like little wooden Christmassy houses, and they've got a tea light in it, like an electrical tea light, and then you turn it on and it glows, and it looks really festive. She's wanted one all Christmas. She's seen them at craft fairs, she's seen them in the shops, and she keeps going, Mummy, I want one. But they were also they were all like £3, £4, £5, and I just didn't want to spend that money on something like that. And went into the works, £1. £1 from 3, and I was so happy because it meant I could buy her one. She's finally got one, so she's really happy with that. And that would be a lovely little decoration that we can keep using. So, yeah, it's getting ready for next year. This time of year is fantastic because everything is so much cheaper. So much cheaper. And I'm on the look for wrapping paper. I'm on the look for Christmas cards. And I've got like a price that I'm not going to go. I've got to find the cheapest price for the best things for the cheapest price. I'm not going to go too crazy. And it's almost exciting in a way as well. It's just me. I think it's when I was a student, that mentality of saving money never left me. And it's helped me along the way because I found myself in like this difficult situation that I've been in at the moment. And yeah, do you know what? It's paid off. All these little money saving, little silly tips. Yeah. I'm also going to constantly buy gifts. So when there's a sale, I'm going to look in it. If I see something for £1 or 50p or whatever that could be a nice little stocking filler present, I'm going to buy it, put it in a box. And then at the end of the year, if I don't have money and I haven't got anyone present, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that would do for Dad, that would do for my brother, that would do for so-and-so, that would do. And then I've got presents ready. I might not use them, but that doesn't matter because I can give them as birthday presents as well throughout the year. So that's another thing I'm going to do. So that's the New Year's resolution I've got at the moment. It's to get ready for the year throughout the year, if that makes sense. Or keep Christmas in my heart all the year round, as Charles Dickens would say. But write stuff down. So when you have those genius ideas of, I should have done that. I wanted to do that last year. But there's this thing called, I can never remember what it's called. It's like the festival of happiness that they do in India. I've always wanted to celebrate it and I never do. Holi, is it called Holy, something like that. And that is something I've always wanted to find somebody that celebrates it that I could go to and that's suitable for Baby Blue to go to too, because she would love it. And there's like so many things throughout the year that I think I really need to do that. And so I'm going to have a book, I'm going to write them down, and they're going on the calendar. So I'm just determined to do all of those genius ideas that you have when it's too late, but then you apply them for next year. I think I've over-explained this now, haven't I? But anyway, that's my advice to you. Right now, if you're looking for something to distract you, to stop you getting low, just make some goals and do some planning. But I'm going to have to go because Baby Blue's just woken up. You all right, darling? Oh, dear. Right. Have a good one, everyone. And I will see you for a podcast tomorrow. Get planning and email me to let me know if you've set yourself a New Year's resolution or some goals ready for next year. Take care of yourselves. Bye. Do you want to say good night?
Bye.
Bye.